It is 7:30. Please take your seat or stand where you're going to observe the meeting. I'm going to call this meeting of the Snellville City Council for January 11th to order. And for our invocation, we'll have Gretchen Schultz.
I wanted to do something a little bit different tonight for the invocation. I think all of us were very upset by the events that happened in Washington last Wednesday. And the Senate chaplain, Barry Black, offered a prayer when the Senate came back into session after the events at the Capitol. And I read in numerous places what a powerful prayer it was. And so we're going to listen to the Senate chaplain's prayer tonight for our invocation.
Let us pray. Lord of our lives and sovereign of our beloved nation, we deplore the desecration of the United States Capitol building, the shedding of innocent blood, the loss of life, and the quagmire of dysfunction that threaten our democracy. These tragedies have reminded us that words matter and that the power of life and death is in the tongue. We have been warned that eternal vigilance continues to be freedom's price. Lord, you have helped us remember that we need to see in each other a common humanity that reflects your image. You have strengthened our resolve to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, domestic as well as foreign. Use us to bring healing and unity to our hurting and divided nation and world. Thank you for what you have blessed our lawmakers to accomplish in spite of threats to liberty. Bless and keep us. Drive far from us all wrong desires. Incline our hearts to do your will and guide our feet on the path of peace. And God, bless America. We pray in your sovereign name. Amen.
Thank you. Now for the Pledge of Allegiance, Hank Reed will lead us in that. Thank you, Hank. Next on the agenda are ceremonial matters. We're going to start with Proclamation 2021-01, recognition of St. Oliver Plunkett Catholic Church for winning the best tree at the 5th Annual Snellville Festival of Trees 2020. Ms. Linsky.
like to share this proclamation with you. Whereas the 5th Annual Festival of Trees was created by Snellville Tourism and Trade to allow business owners, churches, schools, and residents the opportunity to showcase their Christmas trees in Snellville City Hall while helping their community give hunger the boot. And whereas all non-perishable food items, toiletries, toys, and monetary donations were accepted and placed under the tree of choice, with each item registering as a vote. All items were donated to the Southeast Gwinnett Co-op to give hunger the boot. And whereas 8 entries displayed trees throughout the halls of City Hall, with a combined effort of 6,157 donations in a 3-week period. St. Oliver Plunkett Roots Elementary Religious Education Tree received 4,394 votes, receiving the award for Best Tree. And whereas St. Oliver Plunkett Catholic Church parishioners donated generously with a spirit of giving back to the community. Yellow Advent bags filled the halls of City Hall on a regular basis throughout the 5th Annual Festival of Trees. Therefore, Mayor Barbara Bender of the City of Snellville, Georgia, where everybody's proud to be somebody, do hereby join with our City Council, Snellville Tourism and Trade, and the citizens of Snellville to recognize the faithful servants of St. Oliver Plunkett Catholic Church who are called to action by faithful giving and joyful witness to the community for their outstanding support in the 5th Annual Snellville Festival of Trees, proclaimed this 11th day of January 2021. Could I please have all of the individuals who are affiliated with St. Oliver come forward?
To award St. Oliver's as well for winning the 5th annual, 5 consecutive years. So congratulations to St. Oliver's. You want to hold that to you, young lady? We'll get a picture.
Next, we have Proclamation 2021-02, recognition of the Gargiulio family for the Friends of Santa float. Ms. Schultz.
I'm proud to read this proclamation recognizing the Gargiulio family and the Friends of Santa Claus. Whereas the Friends of Santa Claus Christmas float is put on by the Gargiulio family with the help of the Jacobs and Bruce families and have been spreading Christmas cheer all across Georgia since 2010. The Christmas float honoring baby Jesus has put smiles on tens of thousands of faces throughout the Gwinnett and Snellville communities. Peggy Gargiulio, a nurse anesthetist at Atlanta Medical Center, was a founding member of the Friends of Santa Claus before losing her life to terminal brain cancer. And whereas since her passing in 2015, Friends of Santa Claus has helped many families with someone disabled or terminally ill enjoy the most wonderful time of the year. This includes visits to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta and Emory University Hospital. And whereas the Friends of Santa Claus float joined Snellville Tourism and Trade for the first time this year, spreading Christmas cheer on the Snellville Santa neighborhood tours. And whereas the neighborhood tours were a huge success and enjoyed by all. The sparkling, colorful lights on the float and the Christmas music that filled the air was magical to many citizens, young and old, as they watched the float and small procession pass by their homes. Therefore, Mayor Bender, Mayor of the City of Snellville, Georgia, where everybody's proud to be somebody, do hereby join with our City Council and the Snellville Tourism and Trade Association to recognize the Gargiulio, Jacobs, and Bruce families for their work throughout Snellville and the state of Georgia over the last 10 years. May the Friends of Santa Claus continue to spread happiness and cheer for many years to come. Proclaimed this 11th day of January, 2021. And if we could have the Gargiulio, Jacobs, and Bruce families, as well as representatives of Snellville Tourism and Trade, come forward.
Our next and final proclamation is 2021-03, honoring... Oh, I'm sorry.
1 second, I'm sorry. They have something, the Gargiulio family, Michael would like to present something to the City Council and the Snellville Tourism and Trade. A sharing gift.
I don't know if the council likes root beer, but we've got some of the best Georgia and this country has to offer, so thank you all for inviting us on this neighborhood tour, and thank you for the work that you do for our communities. This is a gift from all of us here at Friends of Santa Claus, the Jacobs, the Bruces, and the Gargiulio family, and we're appreciative and hope you have us back next year.
We certainly will. Thank you.
Bye now.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yes.
Final proclamations, 2021-03, honoring Chef Hank Reed and the Let 'em Eat, Inc. operation. Mr. Stang.
Yes. Honoring Chef Hank Reed and Let 'em Eat, Inc. Whereas, having been in the restaurant industry for over 20 years, renowned Chef Hank Reed took his personal mentor to form Let 'em Eat, Inc., where he follows his passion to provide meals to those who are hungry in the greater Snellville community. Whereas, just a few months into this new project, the COVID-19 pandemic caused a public health and economic crisis, adding hardship for already vulnerable populations. Households that experience food insecurity lack access to enough food for an active, healthy life for all household members. Current projections are that 54 million people, 1 in 6, including 18 million children, 1 in 4, experience food insecurity. Whereas, Let 'em Eat, Inc. is a mobile food service providing free meals prepared with care and served with compassion to those in need. engaging a large network of resources involving experienced chefs and restaurants professionals, partnering with local churches, restaurants, and grocery stores with a formula that has combated hunger in our communities, while helping to fill the meal gap for families in extended stay motels and other temporary housing situations, for families in Title I schools with high rates of free and reduced lunch programs during summers and holidays when schools are not in session. Whereas Chef Hank Reed's community free meal distribution outreach has resulted in programs such as Spring Break Meals Mission 2020, 12 Days of Christmas with Let 'em Eat, and Just Like a Pro online education platform. Chef Hank has prepared and directed the distribution of more than 75,000 free meals at 12 different locations, including Snellville City Hall, South Gwinnett High School. He has fostered partnerships with 7 schools, 53 private donors, and 17 corporate donors, allowing for the purchase of 4 food service vehicles to expand his mission. Now therefore, be it proclaimed, therefore, Barbara Bender, Mayor of the City of Snellville, Georgia, where everybody's proud to be somebody, do hereby join with our City Council and the citizens of Snellville to honor Chef Hank Reed and Let 'em Eat, Inc., for raising awareness, volunteerism, and the spirit of generosity in our community, and to recognize Chef Hank's outstanding service in combating hunger, and to encourage him to continue to be one of Gwinnett County's finest servant leaders, proclaimed this 11th day of January 2021. I now ask everybody associated with Hank Reed and Let 'em Eat to come forward.
From all councils. Yeah.
Nope, got you all. Actually, Dave and Gretchen, if you could just slide in a little bit, thank you. All right, 1, 2, 3. One more.
Come on, Hank, smile.
Don't smile.
Who do you think? I mean, I just gave you the info, but you...
Next on the agenda are the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the December 28th, 2020 meetings?
Motion to approve the minutes of the December 28th, 2020 meetings.
Okay, motion by Ms. Schultz. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Lisinski. All in favor, raise your hand. 5 in favor, 0 opposed. We have no invited guests, and we don't have any committee department reports. Next, we need an approval of the agenda. You got the table in view?
Make a motion that we approve the agenda.
Okay. This one. Have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? 5-0. There is nothing on our public hearing, no consent agenda, no old business. Under new business, consideration and action on Resolution 2021-01, the fixing of qualifying fees for the 2021 general election. These fees are fixed by state mandate, and to qualify, the fee for this year will be $240. Do we have any discussion? All in favor? Or how about a motion?
Motion of consideration and action on RES 2021-01, fixing of qualifying fees for the 2021 general election.
Do we have a second?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Mr. Warner. All in favor? Raise your hand. 5 in favor, 0 opposed. Next is consideration and action on approval of the 2021 Snellville Tourism and Trade Stat Contract. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I would make a motion that we table this until our February 8th meeting. The Stat Board has not had time to review the contract and approve it.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? 5 in favor, 0 opposed. For council reports, should we start with Ms. DeStang?
Oh, yes. Good evening, everyone. Didn't I just read something? Yes. Okay, good evening. Saturday, January 9th, was National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. I can't express the newfound respect that I have for any law enforcement officer, and especially for us Snellville police officers. I know that you put your very lives on the line for us each and every single day. I saw it once again today in how you handled the situation that took place early this morning in my subdivision. Nowadays, it definitely is not easy being a police officer, and I can't thank you enough for all you do for my family, my neighbors, my subdivision, and in our city as a whole. It does not go unnoticed. So thank you to our Snellville Police Department. May God keep his protective shield around each and every one of you at all times. Again, thank you very much for everything. I also would like to congratulate Hank Reed once again on combating food insecurities, he's not here to hear me, in our city and elsewhere on an almost daily basis. I try to live by this quote by Sawant. This quote goes as follows: do good and good will follow you. Stay blessed, Hank, and continue to do good work both in and out of Snellville. Last but not least, I cannot leave without inviting you to join Gwinnett NAACP's annual Martin Luther King Jr. Sunday Supper. This year, it will be hosted virtually, of course, due to the pandemic. This supper will take place on Sunday, January 17th, from 4 to 6 p.m. Tickets are free. However, you must register on Eventbrite to obtain them. Thank you all for coming out, and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Warner. Mr. Crime Dog Warner.
Crime Dog, thanks. No, I thought you called me Mr. Walker. I woke up late this morning, and I was very dismayed to hear that Snellville made the news again. And it was for one of those things that an elected official or any citizen just hates to hear. Had the best possible outcome that you could have from a police-involved shooting. Everybody's fine. The perpetrator was taken into custody, and once again, Snellville police showed their extremely professional manner for the way they conduct themselves. And I'm sure going forward, it will once again prove that having body cameras on every officer, which Snellville was the first city in the state to do, is absolutely incredibly important to make sure both to protect the rights of our police officers, our citizens, and even those people who decide that they need to go out and perpetrate crimes. So I salute our officers and thank them for their service. Couldn't be more proud. Also, one more item of Reed was here. I wish he would have stayed. He does exemplary work in our city. He works with Snellville First Baptist to feed the hungry every Wednesday night. He also has the Let 'em Eat program, which battles food insecurity throughout Gwinnett County. And I promised him, as I shook his hand after the proclamation, that I will donate $100 a month of my city council salary to support his program. And I would call on all of you to reach deep in your pocket and whatever you can do to help his program, to help our homeless, our needy, because although many of us have survived this pandemic with our jobs and our families and our houses, there are more people out there than you can even count that haven't. And they go to bed every night wondering if they're going to have heat, if they're going to have food, if they're going to have a roof over their head. Last night, as I was driving my big beast of a truck home at 11 o'clock at night, I almost collided with a person who was pushing a shopping cart down North Road. And it really cried out to me that we have a long way to go in this country to help those people who evidently need help and can't help themselves, or have found themselves in situations that they don't know how to get out of. So please reach into your heart, into your wallet, and find a program that you can support to help those people who need it, because this year we're going to need it more than ever. Thank you.
Ms. Linsky.
I also echo the praise that my fellow council people have for the Snellville Police Department. Just an amazing amount of courage, dedication, and professionalism that we see all of the time here in the city of Snellville. Could not be more of a proud moment for us today to see how they handled a very difficult situation. Also, please keep my sister in your prayers. She lost her father-in-law this past weekend after a long illness. And Mayor Bender's family is also in need of some prayers and thoughts. They're continuing to battle COVID, as so many people in the United States are today and all over the world. And thank you all for coming tonight.
Thank you. Ms. Schultz.
I also echo the praise for the Snellville Police Department. That was just awesome today, the way that incident was handled, and we're so very proud. And I also want to give kudos to Dr. Audrey Arona and her team at the Gwinnett Newton Rockdale Health Department. My husband and I got our first COVID vaccine today. And I can't tell you how well organized and efficient the whole process was. My appointment was at 9, Kurt's was at 9:10. They actually got us in a little before that time. After you get your vaccine, you have to wait on site 15 minutes to be sure that you don't have any kind of problems as a result, which we didn't. We were out and in the car by 9:20. It was so efficient. The people at the Lawrenceville Health Center were friendly. They were efficient. They were great. The shot, I barely felt it. Kurt didn't feel it at all, and we had no problems whatsoever. Those that qualify for the current Tier 1, those of us age 65 and over, you can make an appointment on the health department website, which is gnrhealth.com. It's not easy to get an appointment. You have to keep trying and trying and trying. I'm just warning you, but when they have the vaccine available, they open up the website for people to make appointments. So my recommendation would be to just keep trying and trying, and hopefully eventually you'll be able to get an appointment. Thank you.
Now for the Mayor's Pro Tem report, I really don't have much to say because they've said it all. Again, I would be remiss if I didn't again compliment our outstanding police department. Time and again, they prove that they are the best in the state, if not the Southeast. And I wish that Assistant Chief Perry would convey our thanks to all of the officers who are out there doing a superb job every day. And not to belabor the point, but this weekend we were in Charlotte, North Carolina. On the way home, we passed by an encampment of homeless people. And it's really amazing to see. It's just 3 or 4 blocks of tents and garbage, and it's a terrible way to live. But I think it brings some perspective to the fact that a lot of people aren't as fortunate as we are. And it's a bad situation. We have, Give Hunger the Boot has been in process for a number of years, and that need always goes on, and as Todd said, it's worse this year than it ever has been before. So donate what you can, when you can, and help out where you can, because there are a lot of people in need. With that, I'll close the comments and open the floor to public comment. Don't all jump at once. Seeing no comment,
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, can I break protocol a little bit and say that I'm Todd Warner from 1809 Pinehurst Road, Snellville, Georgia, 30078.
You more certainly can.
And while Mr. Emmanuel was pontificating about whatever he pontificated about, I'm sure it was very thrilling. I actually went online, went to Let 'em Eat's webpage, and made my donation online. So it takes that long. It takes that long. While a politician explains how wonderful the city is, you can donate to a charity.
And fortunately, you weren't making it because we'd still be waiting.
Thank you.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? We are adjourned.